Friday, and the cabinet crew is putting up the trim in the landing here for the stairwell. Putting up the paneling, I guess we should call it. Putting some of this fancy kind of glue on the back of it, and then it gets a clip with a screw through it, and it's guaranteed not to come off for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And the painters are up here finishing up some touches up there, and we definitely are short today. There was a fiesta today, so few people went home for lunch, didn't come back. They didn't go to fiesta. There's lots of food and lots of drink. So, and then yesterday nobody worked. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. None of the construction crew worked because we had rain. We had a good rainstorm yesterday. It kind of carried into the morning, and so nobody came to work. And other than the cabinet guys and the painters who were working inside, and so we missed that day. So we didn't get nothing done yesterday. So we're getting this done today. We got the painters here. They're doing their kind of touch-up work. They're wrapping up the inside of the house. There are now, and they're also going to be painting the fence. We worked the deal out with them, and they're going to paint the interior of the fence for us. Arnell is out here doing the steps, putting the tile down on the steps. Well, you always want to save your tile pieces till you're exactly done. These are actually, some of these are from the scrap pieces that we've had around here, the cuts I should say. And then he's going to go over and do the other step over there. And the other thing is that we are working on is we're going to raise that gate up, even though I said I didn't want to. We're going to have to raise it up in talking to them so we can get a good slope of cement underneath there. I did order a motor for it. Put a post on the local Facebook page here, and one of the guys, expat that lives here, lives over by my wife's family's house, Mike. We went over and saw his gate, and he had a similar type setup than we have here. So he gave me the stuff that he purchased, and so I went ahead and did the same thing, purchased it here, and we're going to set it up on here and have a power gate. We already got the power, we just got to run it right there. It's already coming out of the wall for the gate and the fountain out here. So we'll get that taken care of. We got the painters are out here doing the columns, touched up where we had to, or repainted where we had to bust a hole in the wall. And I got that going on. We were painting over here this morning. They kind of move around and avoid the sun, which is understandable. That thing is, it's not very sunny right now, but it kind of comes and goes. Electrician is here this afternoon. He's putting in the outlets out here because we want to start moving the kitchen over here. You can see we got took down those those awnings that we had here, those sunshades here. Now we want to start get our refrigerator plugged in and start using that counter, move our coffee stuff, and my wife wants to start cooking over here, so we're going to do that, and then probably start doing that tomorrow, move the stuff over. And there you can see my wife bought this bar stool here from, I think, online from Timo. I'm not sure if that's what she wants or not. I put it together for her. I don't know if she's going to get the rest of them. I told her just to get the one, so we have to deal with a bunch of them. She didn't like it. So that's what we got going on. The guys are out here rendering. There was one, Nunoy and Otto were working behind the tall fence there on the pool this morning, But they're the two who did not come back this afternoon. So that work has kind of ended over there. And then Naldo is out here. Naldo and Joshua are out here making the walls look pretty. Joshua is also our goat wrangler. He went out and got sodas for the guys this morning. Bought 4 cases of sodas, and he came home and realized the mama goat had escaped. So he had to, and then she saw him, and he saw her, and then she took off running. So we had to chase her down. Lots of excitement. Different view of the fence there, the wall. They're putting a coat on there, a rendering coat. That metal that's coming over the top there. Here's my friends, the goats. The boy and the girl and the mama, and then the mini one over there. But on the other side of this is where the bunkhouse is. The shed we have there for stuff in there, and so I put the wrap over that metal sheeting there is flashing there to keep the water out of that shed. So we're gonna build a new shed there, and we'll figure that out. We'll build that and the tool shed there out of hollow block. Alright guys, Fast Eddie here. It is Tuesday, June 17th here in the Philippines. And it's been a couple days since I did any video, not a whole lot going on. Today we are kind of quiet around here. There's a big cockfighting going on today, so before the guys are off, so we're down to a crew of 3 for the home construction. The cabinet guys are here, and the painters are here doing some interior work. And kind of give you a shot of what we did. We got the tarps, our sun tarps down that we had up here. That kind of protected the those tarps that we had up there. The area there was with those tarps there, so my wife was cooking in the sink or whatever, and everything was just kind of covered up to help keep it a little cooler in there. And so we've kind of slowly got those down. And the fences are going to be painted here pretty quick. I saw they got about 5 gallons of about 25 gallons of paint over there to start primering the fences on the wall anyways. My wife has slowly made the transition to the outdoor kitchen here. Moved the stuff over here. And we bought 1 bar stool just to kind of see if it worked, and it does. So we're going to get a few more, and so yeah, everything has kind of been moved out here to her dirty kitchen. Outdoor kitchen, whatever you want to call it, refrigerator and whatnot. And we still got to move the refrigerator from over there into the house, but we'll do that later. We relocated the Starlink. Finally got a permanent home up here. I got it up over here and got it mounted up there nice and high. I'm getting a good signal, I think. We'll probably know when we put the TV over here and we see if we can stream, no problem. But that worked out well. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, we always eat cake here in America. This is the way it is in the Philippines. Cake every day. Alright, they're in here. They're putting the baseboard, painting on the baseboards down there. And you can see that or not. Light green there. A little gray in it. Painting that on there. Electrician came here and was doing something, and he took that light down looking for a line and never put it back up, and we haven't seen him in 2 days, so I guess I could clip that back in there. My wife's pantry here. Oh, there's a little puppy sleeping in here. He's always, sorry Steph. Oh, Got the pantry kind of started loading that up. It worked out nice. One of the issues we did have though, I mentioned that light was they can't find, there's no power coming to this plug here. So we're just going to have to live without it for now until we figure something, if we really need it. I don't know if we're necessarily going to need it. But I had to put in there just in case we might need it, but there's no power going to it. So kitchen cabinets, the outdoor kitchen out there, they got there, you can see the let me come out, you can see the tape out there. Let me walk out there. We did receive the handles that came yesterday. Right here we got that taped on there, so we got that finished up. The drawers on here, and why is it not holding it down there? Oh, it's one of those issues with buying stuff online. You gotta wait for it to come in. That's this piece right here. Got some extra pieces there for the, I guess for the dresser, desk we're gonna make in there next. I think the painters are in here painting in between the cabinets. Yes, they are, yeah. And they got a lot of the fence, probably 98% of the fence, the outside of the walls are rendered. Like I said, we're down a cruise, so they're going to a new method of screening the sand. The one-person method. Whatever it takes to get the job done. But we built some planters out here. I think I showed you they built the planters along the side out of the Anapo rock. And the ones up front here were built out of hollow block. And then they're putting the broken tiles in them. There's no shortage of broken tiles, or not really so much broken tile, but they're tile pieces that we have left over, and then you're breaking them with the hammer. And so this will be our planter here. I did have them run the water line. We got a water line. We'll have a bib here. And then a bib on the other side over there. Never have enough hose bibs in my opinion. But so yeah, so they're putting the broken tile in here. And they kind of put a little bit of cement on there and they tap it in there. And then they kind of like doing the exposed aggregate, it looks like. And then they tap it in there, glue it, and then they cover it with another mortar mix. And then they'll come down and wipe it off with the sponge. And that'll expose everything. So that's kind of what we got going on. We are waiting for our motor to come in for the gate. It should be here this week, I think. Maybe I would think tomorrow or Friday, Thursday or Friday. Yeah, we should have it. And so then we gotta do our driveway, the sidewalk, and then we're gonna build a fountain, and we're gonna build a tool shed over there. Tool shed out of hollow block cement. And that is going to be it. Alright guys, stay tuned for more. Alright, so we are at the end of the faux marble plywood that we had purchased. We purchased, I think, 56 or 58 sheets of that. And Jim Boy has used that up in building the cabinets, the kitchen cabinets, the pantry, and the walk-in closet. And the supplier does not have any more, so we are going to a whiteboard for the desk that we're going to build in the other cabinets. And Jim Boy's getting ready to work here, so I will get out of his way. And I kind of wanted to show you how the stair platform turned out. I showed you earlier when they were putting up the that's how that turned out. I'll go up here on the stair, give you a shot of it as we come down the stairwells here. It's actually kind of an interesting product. It's actually rubber. It's like a recycled tires, it almost seems like. But it is rubber in there. I mean, I hope to God it never catches fire in the house. The toxic fumes can kill you. But it's like a rubber product. It's pretty durable. And that's how that looks there. Kind of come back here and show it to you. So we got 20 sheets of the white plywood. Just a pure white as you see down there. We got one sheet of the marble left, but 20 sheets of the whites. And we're going to be building building cabinet doors underneath the vanities down here and upstairs. We're also putting a desk type structure right in here, and then some cabinets upstairs as well in certain areas. So we'll probably go through that and then some. There's another shot of they're putting the tile on there before they coat it. Kind of just mixing in any various tiles. See here, they just take the sponge, kind of like the exposed aggregate, and just wipe it off. You definitely get a good Alright guys, Tuesday afternoon, and they got the planters done. Got this side over here, and this one over here. Gotta get some topsoil, get it in there. We got plenty of plants over at my mother-in-law's, so that's not an issue. Getting the plants. And then tomorrow they're going to run a row of blocks, maybe 2 blocks right there, and that's going to kind of be the level for the top of the driveway. Comes back off that step back there and comes down here. It's they showed me where the line was, so maybe 1.5 bricks up, and then it'll be level back there to kind of that step back there, and it'll kind of have a slope to it, and that'll kind of give us a starting point for our driveway. That right there, the part that didn't break out, is the cement that they put into for the water line for the well. From right there is where the wellhead is, underneath all that rock right there. They're actually right there in front of that rock there. That little pipe is, and it draws it over there and then pumps it all the way to the back of the house and up. So it only runs probably once or twice a day, the actual well pump, to fill up the tank. So that's what we got going on here. Alright guys, Fast Eddie here. Wednesday afternoon. The crew's just left. And let's see what we're getting done. We got, they started primering the perimeter wall. Or started down here by the pool. You can see we got to do a little patching as it's going along. We're pulling the nails out. We did a little patching over there. But as they're pulling the nails out, we got to do a little patching up there and make that a little smoother there. And so that's just a primer they're going to put on there. We're going to paint it like a tan type color. We got that going on. What else we got going on around here? My wife cleaned off the kubo porch there, so that's kind of cleared out there. Up here and the outside, they're starting to set up for the driveway as well as the walkway. And so we got to pick up a couple extra 100 hollow blocks today, and so they've kind of started that after the planters. And you can see a little backfill today. There'll probably be a little more backfill going on, but they've got this right here. So this is going to kind of slope down towards this area right here, so the water runs off of it and water gets on it, because we will have a downspout there coming into here. And our our gate motor will be over here, right there. The gate's going to get raised up a little bit, a few inches, maybe 2-3 inches. And then they've started forming up our sidewalk here as we come through the front gate. There's the front gate right there, and there's that right there. Let's go take a look inside. And really the only work that's going on inside here, the painters are finishing up a few things, and the cabinet maker is, I think he's kind of got the walk-in closet part done. The one thing I didn't quite understand was they left the light switch in the side there, but it's alright. So they kind of got this in here. There's the walk-in closet. That's the storage in there. Filling some drawers there, putting some shelves in here. It's going to build a desktop right there, and right there, workstations for us, and more like desk, I guess. Painters have just kind of been touching up. Upstairs, they're done up here. The painters were up here today, and they were finishing things up, cleaning things up, wiping things down. You can see they were mopping the floor. Oh, looks like they got that all cleaned up there. I don't think they're quite done, but yeah, they're up here cleaning everything up. The only thing that's there's a bedroom that's done here, with the exception of the AC. And with this bedroom over here, bathroom in here, they still need to, other than being clean, also the water heater needs to be hooked up. It didn't come with a, this is a different kind than what we have in the master, as well as our Kubo, different brand. And I guess it didn't come with the electrical lead or plug for it. So, electrician's got to make one up and just run it in there, but that still needs to happen. And then they'll put a cabinet drawer on top of that, and you can't see the valves and stuff down there. So when the painters came up here and they took care of that, got that skim coated, I don't know if that's going to be painted or what around the windows. But, and then we'll come in here and clean everything up. But that's where we are right now with that. There's our more of our hollow block we got for my little mini goat down there. And we went and picked up 50 of them today in our truck, and then they brought the other 150 this afternoon. So, and you can see they got my one coconut tree there that was over there. So I reinforced this one over here with some more wood. I'll give them that one over there. I'm gonna put two of them here, and for now that'll be enough for me. Alright guys, so we had to keep our project going, so we had to go get our own cement. Send the truck out there to load up. We got 25 bags of cement to keep the sidewalks going. And kind of one of the differences of not before, you know, you could order cement, and if you needed it and you were waiting for it, you had other projects to do. But now it's kind of like we're down to the last few projects, so we need the cement. So it's amazing how much cement we go through. It just, you know, the rendering and everything. So picked up 25 more bags. We just bought 50 bags last week, 25 more. So those are 80-pound bags, 40 kilos, so that should be, I don't know if that's enough to do the whole driveway and the sidewalk, but we will see. We will see. Here comes the project manager, comes along to check everything out. Cabinet makers are still plugging away here, making everything look beautiful. All clean, clean, okay. Cleanliness is next to godliness, right?
Because the fast lady goes to the Philippines.
Yes.
It look nice and clean.
Yeah. Thing I do want to show you is the I had mentioned before we had that issue with the trim, the gap up there at the ceiling between the PVC paneling and the tile, where the upstairs bathroom we put the tile in before we put the ceiling in, which solved our problem, but down here we had that gap. So we took that door casing, that's plastic molding, and used that. And probably could use a little paint on it up there, but that's fine. I think maybe it just needs to be clean. We got some of the silicone up on the wood there, but it definitely looks 100% better. So get that kind of cleaned up a little bit, and it'll be fine. I'll give it a view from out here. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, this bathroom here is done. It's been cleaned and everything is done, ready to go. When I say that, I turn around and notice that the switches are in the wall, so that needs to be done. Not 100% done. Alright guys, Fast Eddie here. Thursday, June 19th in the Philippines. And what have we gotten done? Well, the painting, or the priming anyways, of the fence continues. You can see they've gotten a few more panels done here. They actually got this whole side done, and we're coming around the front. They got our pool house primed up there. And one of the things I noticed as they prime, we noticed where nails and notches have been there. It kind of becomes pretty apparent when the primer's on there, so it'll be more apparent when the paint goes on there. So I have our crew coming back around them and filling the stuff in. And I'm not sure why we still have a nail in there. Maybe they couldn't get that out. I'll come and get that out later, but get that out of there. And so when we paint it up, it at least kind of looks smooth. There's no skim coat on that. That's just pure concrete on that thing. And so it's just the rendering, the finish, the sand, and the concrete that they use. So that's what we got going on there. A couple days for them to do that, I think. I don't think they'll have it done this week. We still got to do this side over here, and they got to do the front of the gate and the outside. My wife out here using her fancy kitchen out here. And inside the house, my sister-in-law has been cleaning upstairs, windows and everything. She's cleaning. And I'm not even going to go up there because it's so clean. Save it for later. But, and the cabinet guys have been in here. And they're making our desk up, cabinet there for us, and then I don't know where they're going to go next. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do, whether we're going to have work on the bedroom upstairs or one of the bathrooms. So that is pretty much all that's going on in the house. The painters have a couple guys upstairs that all they're doing is cleaning. They're scrubbing the floors with lacquer and soap and water, and just cleaning up all the tiles and everything. So that is going on. And then out here in the front, they've built this sidewalk. The hollow blocks have been built up, and that is going to be our sidewalk coming from this entry point over here. And I've asked them to kind of pour a platform here, so when you do open the gate up, you actually have somewhere to stand when you hold the gate and somebody walks in. So a little bit wider here, and then you'll come along that way right there, going up there. This area right in the center where that pile of gravel is right there, that's going to be a fountain, a relatively larger fountain, maybe a 6-foot base on it, and then a 3-tier in the center of the base. That's kind of what we're thinking. That'll be handmade. Same guys who made the pool, so they could do a fountain for us. So we'll do that, and then we need to build my tool shed over here, our storage shed over here, and first we got to get the power though switched over to the house, which I think my wife said they're going to go to the city tomorrow and try to go do that and get the necessary paperwork to switch that over. And the guys have been rendering the walls on the outside out here too. You can see my sister-in-law has been cleaning windows. I mean, these things are spectacularly clean. The painters moved all their stuff from the second floor down to here. They are done up there. I saw a guy working on these steps today, sweeping them, and now he's going to get ready to mop them and take lacquer and get rid of the stuff that's on there. And out here we got some sleeping goats. They like to sleep on the plywood. And there you go, you can see they've got the walls rendered. Pretty much down to here. Now they're doing the columns. You can see they're building up the columns there. And we still need to come back and put the trim pieces on those, and they'll do that at last. Probably, they might even start that tomorrow actually, because they are pretty much, they got 2 more columns down there, and that's it. So I think we're going to have to start doing something else. They also did the other side as well as the back of the fence back there. So we're not going to paint out here. My wife doesn't want to paint. I was thinking of it, but $1,500 to paint it. It's probably a little too much, but maybe if the guys need some work or something, we can have them paint it. But for right now, we're not going to do anything with it. Just get it rendered and call it good. And the last thing I can show you is the gate motor came in today. So got the gate motor. Came in. I went over to another guy. I think I mentioned that in another video where I went over to an expat's house and looked at his motor, and I ordered the exact same one that he has. Sliding gate opener, best qualities. Package on it is packaging was a little bit suspect, but it came out all right. They don't, like in the U.S. you would get this inside and have another box, but it was just wrapped up with some had some of the bubble wrap on it and just some like wrapping covering plastic on it, and that was it. And it's the same with the rails. The rails were attached to it too, and so you kind of wonder how it's going to survive. But it made it, and it was packed in here with styrofoam, so it was kind of a clamshell type thing in there, so that kind of worked out. So anyway, so that's there. Maybe in the next day or two we'll get that hooked up, and we're probably going to hook, I don't know if we're going to do that first or pour the driveway, what their plan is, but that is that. So hopefully the next video I have for you guys, we have something a little more exciting to show you. We'll have some painted walls out here, and we will have hopefully a driveway and a walkway, and we'll be starting some additional landscaping around here, kind of pulling this all together and be getting done with this thing. So so stay tuned for more, and we will see you next week. Thank you guys.